I literally only have one hand at any given moment to do the shopping, the cooking, the cleaning, and even the eating. So meals these days for me that can be made in minimal time with minimal steps and maximal nutritional value are my new MO. And today I'm going to give you the exact recipes for 3 of the meals that I have been making on repeat since giving birth almost 5 months ago. Do you struggle to stay consistent with healthy eating and just want food decisions to be easy, guilt-free, and sustainable? You're in the right place. I'm Chelsea, nutritionist and fitness coach who overcame restrictive yo-yo dieting and body image insecurities using simple nutrition tools, all backed by biblical principles. And now I help women like you find that same freedom with food so you can feel confident in the look and health of your body for decades to come. I'm ready to dive in with you. So open your notes app and let's go. Do you find it hard to stay consistent with healthy eating because it feels like extra effort when you are already getting everyone to the appropriate place on time, keeping up with the laundry, the dishes, making your boss happy, trying to reserve time for your husband and the Lord, and everything else that is on your to-do list every single day? Sis, golly, do I feel that. But here's the thing. I've spent the last decade mastering the art of making healthy eating ultra simple so that you can stay consistent with it even in the midst of life's chaos. Because consistency is the key to getting the body you want and finally feeling confident in it. But this isn't just for you. This is so you can lead your family or future family by example and set them up for success too. Head over to coachrain.com/strategy to book your Healthy Meals strategy session with me, and I will set you up with a personalized nutrition plan that takes care of the dreaded "what's for dinner" question, and every other meal for that matter. This is the 1-hour coaching call you need to have the stress of food taken off your plate. No pun intended. Again, that's coachreign.com/strategy to book your session today. And now, welcome to Nutrition for Christian Women. Easy meals for busy moms. I mean, these are helpful for anyone who is busy, but since entering a motherhood myself, I now fully understand the importance of food needing to be just as easy to make as it is nutritious to eat. I literally only have one hand at any given moment to do the shopping, the cooking, the cleaning, and even the eating. So meals these days for me that can be made in minimal time with minimal steps and maximal nutritional value are my new MO. And today I'm going to give you the exact recipes for 3 of the meals that I have been making on repeat since giving birth almost 5 months ago. So starting with my daytime meal, my go-to is chicken salad. Now, I will say I make an extra step for myself with this one by making my own mayonnaise, but if that's not the life for you, then absolutely get a jar of that good avocado oil-based mayo. I love this recipe because it lends itself to changing the variables with zero added effort, meaning I can make it over and over again without getting sick of it just by swapping out some ingredients. Here's how it goes. You'll need 4 ounces of cooked and shredded chicken per serving. Now, I batch this recipe for a full work week, which means I make about 1.5 pounds of chicken. And here is where a variable can come in. Use either light or dark meat of the chicken, whichever you prefer. You could even do tuna instead of chicken. I honestly just pick whatever is on sale at the time. You will also need 1/4 to 1/2 cup of chopped celery per serving. Again, if you're batching this, you will multiply that by how many servings you want to make. 1/4 cup of shredded cabbage per serving, 1/4 cup of shredded carrots per serving, and 1/4 to 1/2 cup of grapes sliced in half, or apples, or pears, or some kind of crunchy fruit that is in season per serving. Again, variables. Plus, you will need a 1/4 cup of mayo per serving, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice per serving, and totally optional, but I think definitely worth it, 2 tablespoons of chopped almonds per serving, or pecans, or walnuts, or pepitas. Yay, variety! So basically, everything is equal parts, all of the vegetables and the fruit and the mayo, plus your 4 ounces of whatever protein you're going to add. Literally toss everything in a giant bowl and mix, mix, mix until the mayo has coated everything. And actually, you could also swap out the mayonnaise for yogurt of your choosing. Totally up to you. And then I just spoon this out of a bowl as is for my meal. But you could put it in a wrap of sorts and eat it burrito style. But I personally like to eat my burritos with 2 hands, so that is a no-go for me in this season. But this is also great because I don't need to heat it up. I can eat it cold. So if I need to pack a lunch for the day, this is ideal. All right, the next meal that has been a lifesaver for me is my adult mac and cheese. The only thing I really need 2 hands for in the preparation of this one is when I need to drain the boiling water from the pot of noodles. Everything else can be done single-handed. Trust me, I have done it many times. You will need 4 ounces of ground beef per serving, or again, any protein of your choosing, really. Using chicken would actually give it kind of a chicken Alfredo vibe, but I personally love red meat, so ground beef for me. You will also need 1 serving of protein pasta. Now, boxes of these usually have 4 servings in them, so I will either make 4 servings at a time, or even better, 8 servings at a time. That way I can just dump the whole box into the pot. You will also need 1 ounce of chopped mushrooms per serving. Now, that is a rough estimate. I usually just use 1 box of mushrooms per 8 servings, and they often come in 8-ounce boxes, so that's where I get that number. Don't overthink this one. Then a 1/4 cup of frozen peas per serving. I definitely eyeball this. I don't think I've ever measured it. 1 container of cottage cheese per serving, blended until it's smooth. And optional, but what I find delightful, is shredded Parmesan cheese, as much as your heart desires. Then, I start by boiling the water in a giant pot for my noodles. While that is getting up to temp, I cook my meat. While the meat is browning, I wash my mushrooms and chop them if I need to. At that point, once the water is boiling, I add all of my noodles and cook them according to the box directions, which is usually about 10-ish minutes. And then the beef is almost fully browned at that point and ready to add my mushrooms. While all of that is cooking, I take an immersion blender to my cottage cheese container, and I actually just blend it right in the container, save myself some dishes. And then get some Parmesan shredded, if you buy whole blocks of cheese the Italian way. Once the noodles are cooked, you drain the water, add the beef and mushrooms mix into the pot with noodles, add the peas, add both the cottage cheese and the Parmesan, mix, mix, mix until combined. I store this in a casserole dish and just scoop out a serving each day to reheat and eat, once again with a bowl and spoon, and usually while I'm nursing my child, to be totally honest. What I love about this recipe is that it makes around 60 grams of protein per serving, depending on the protein and the noodles you use, but you really can't get much better than that. It's homey, it's easy to eat, and it's super satisfying. And finally, the third easy recipe I want to share with you is one that could be considered a meal, but I actually treat it like a dessert, and that is my yogurt bowl. 35 to 40 grams of protein per serving in this, and honestly, it's something I look forward to every single day. You need 170 grams of plain non or low fat yogurt, which comes to about 3/4 of a cup. Just make sure that it has no sugar added. I personally generally opt for any of the Icelandic brands, although I do want to play around with making my own yogurt one of these days. Save some money on groceries, you know? Anyways, then you add 1 scoop of protein powder. I love the brand Equip. In fact, I love them so much that I have an affiliate code you can use for a discount to try their stuff yourself. I'll link it in the show notes, but it's Coach Rain, all one word, and you use that at checkout. For the yogurt bowl, I personally like the Cinnamon Roll Prime Protein, but they have so many good options. If that doesn't appeal to you, you are bound to find one you like. Then I add slices of half a banana, but you could use a quarter-ish cup of just about any fruit you like here. And then the best part, my homemade granola. Yes, this is another step, but I batch bake this every 10-ish days, and that is just so worth it to me to have clean ingredient granola that doesn't cost $10 a bag. Plus, my clients can attest, it's really delicious. I call it crack granola for a reason, and it's one of the recipes that I have inside of my coaching program. And there you have it, 3 of my go-to meals that are both easy and simple to make, convenient to literally eat, and are wonderfully nutritious. If you found this helpful and would like more practical meals that you don't have to think or stress about, that you can trust are actually good for you and taste good, that is exactly what you will get when you book a Healthy Meals strategy session with me. In just 1 hour, I will give you a personalized nutrition plan that takes all the guesswork out of meal planning, complete with step-by-step instructions and grocery lists. This is as close to done for you as it gets, behind just ordering from a meal prep service. You can head to coachrain.com/strategy to book your session today. That's coachreign.com/strategy. And let's get the confidence you have been looking for with food and your body. I pray this episode was helpful to you, my friend. If so, could you do me a massive favor and take 30 seconds to write a review? This is the best way to bless me big and help more people learn just how simple eating healthy consistently can be. And if you want more value-packed info from me, head to coachrain.com and sign up for the weekly harvest. My weekly emails filled with recipes, how to use food as medicine, biblical nutrition, and more. That's coachreign.com for all the goods. Blessings until next time, sis. Toodles.